And this is autumn in the great Northwest, a time for the leaf color to change to gold. And for Washington State, a crimson-coated leaf who's been golden as a quarterback and hopes to keep his team perfect today. The undefeated Cougars of Washington State, ranked 10th in the country, at home at Martin Stadium here in Pullman, as today they take on the Wildcats of Arizona. Key game in the Pac-10 standings, because right now, for the first time since 1934, Washington State perfect at 4-0 and try to stay a leg up on their cross-state rivals, the Huskies of Washington. Mike Price leads them out. They're unbeaten and ranked 10th. They meet Arizona after we check in with John Saunders. ABC Sports presentation of college football brings us to Pullman, Washington, as the Huskies get ready for Arizona. And some weeks, America's biggest road show has to travel farther and longer than others.
America's biggest road show, college football.
For me, planning an early morning departure from Atlanta. Even the flight attendants are thinking Cougar football. For Gary, it's been a week with a recurring theme.
Please, that's all I got is leaves. They're everywhere.
For Dean Blevins, a healthy start. More nourishment, a change of planes, a lot of homework. It's a 2-nap trip to Pullman, Washington for many who love Cougar football.
I'm from Annapolis, Maryland. It's on the East Coast. It's about 3,000 miles away, and I came to be a Cougar here at Washington State University.
Gary, would you help me put a leaf in? Sure, put a leaf in the table. Hey, there's that name again, Leaf. Leaf.
But the long trip, even minus the luggage, is worth the wait to come face-to-face with the nation's top-ranked quarterback.
I've been hearing that name all week. Finally, I got to meet you. Ready?
He's ready, and so are we. Ryan Leaf, the #1 quarterback in the country, set to lead his undefeated Cougars of Mike Price, trying to go to 7-0. In his 9th year at Washington State, he's put together quite a football team. Dick Tomey trying to put pieces back together from what happened a week ago against the Washington Huskies in a lopsided defeat. They come in 3-4, 1-3 in conference play. We're at Martin Stadium in Pullman, and we get set for a key matchup in the Pac-10 today. Mike Price talking about the home crowd, and they were loud last week. 63 points they hung on the Cal Golden Bears. It actually looked like it could have been worse, but this looks like a pretty good football team right now, Gare. Washington State won the toss and deferred. Arizona will kick, and Washington State set to receive. Tim Furlan set to kick and back deep. Nyan Taylor and Kevin McKenzie. The best start the Cougars have had was 9-0 back in 1930. And if they can go to 7-0 today, they'll remain atop the Pac-10 standings. Expecting the high short kick, the Cougars, and they get it. We're going to have a fair catch called for and taken at about the 28-yard line. They had everybody up close expecting that placement kick. They got exactly what they expected, and they'll start near their own 27-yard line. And Dick Tomey says that's okay because 2 touchdowns this year given up. Long returns, one a week ago that we saw, and he didn't want that to happen again. Let's check the Chili's starting lineup. Offensively up front, Rainville, McIndoe, Harrison, and Withrow are both walk-ons, and Ryan McShane at the right tackle spot. Jackson, McWashington, and Timms, the wideouts. Love Jefferson is the tight end. They call themselves the Fab Five, the 5 wide receivers that'll play much today. Black in the backfield with Ryan Leaf, who now comes up under center in a 3 wideout group. First play and first down for Washington State, and penalty markers before we even get this one underway. May have been the right tackle, McShane. That'll give us a chance to set the defense. Mike Price says that's okay, and Dick Tomey says we'll take that 5. Defensively for Arizona, Haroon is in there with Sloko out injured. He didn't even make the trip. Greer, Salavea, and Sprott. The linebacking core a bit nicked up in Bell and Burnett. Polk rounds out the linebackers. And in the secondary, Malvo, Phipp, Johnson, and Chris McAllister, who the Washington State coaches think might be the best corner in the Pac-10. Here's Michael Black on a first down carry. And a guy that they were so worried about, Joe Salavea, comes to life and drops him for a loss on the first play of the ballgame.
Brad, everything so far is working for Dick Tomey. The kickoff, controlled, Salavea making a play.
Salavea is somebody they have had a hard time matching up with. The starting profiles recognize the feline matchups, and Leaf must drop early.
Yeah, they got to get the Leaf. They got to get some hits on him early in the game.
2nd down and 17. This might be a time you'd expect him to drop back to throw. And they are going to try to bring some pressure, and Leaf goes complete. Back across the original line of scrimmage to Kevin McKenzie, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and about 8.
Arizona starting at a nickel early in the game.
This is the 26th matchup between these teams. Arizona leading the series and has a 4-game winning streak. The last win by Washington State was in Tucson in '92. Mike Price's son had the game-winning field goal in that ball game. 3rd down and 8 for Leaf and the Cougars. And there's the 5 wideouts in the empty backfield. And Arizona got a mouthful of this last week against Washington. Here's a little slip pass. I don't know if it's going to be a first down, though, to Chris Jackson. He's close, but it looks like it might be a half-yard short. Only Malvo playing there right with him, didn't give him much room and made the tackle.
Brad, 5 wideouts. 1, 2, 3, 4, and outside the picture 5. 5 guys, no backs.
And Leaf got the quick pass, but they are short of the first down. Looks like it's a full yard, and Coach Price says, let's kick it. So Jeff Banks will come on to punt, and Rodney Williams will drop back deep. There's Banks, and what he's done on the season, 44 yards, a kick. That's tops in the Pac-10. Rodney Williams, one of the starting wideouts for Arizona, back at the 20. And another whistle will halt play here and a penalty marker down. So, all right, guys, we'll see you in a couple of minutes. Valley Lane halftime 97. One of the undefeated teams in the country right here, tied with Arizona. 10th ranked Washington State, 6-0 coming in. Jenkins from the shotgun. Throws one hopper and incomplete. Shane Doyle got some pressure that time on Ortiz.
This team has not had a sack in this game, and they only have 13 sacks all year. And remember, this is an undefeated team with a powerful front 4. Jenkins does a good job of going up in the pocket and avoiding the big loss that he had a couple times last week against the Huskies. Another 3rd and long. They must have had 5 or 6 of these so far in the game.
Here's a 3rd and 8. Just outside the Cougars' 16-yard line. 8th play of the Wildcat drive. Jenkins throw into the end zone. Incomplete, but a penalty marker down is going to be pass interference on Morincola.
D. Morincola that time just overplayed his man, looking at him in the end zone. Northcutt was the guy. The ball is thrown early again to the outside. They're playing man-to-man coverage, inside technique. The ball's thrown like a fan. Now Morincola tries to get his head around, but just runs over Northcutt and never lets him come back and have a shot at the ball. That's going to be half the distance and a first down. So they pick it up again.
Against the defense, be 15 yards from the previous spot. First down.
15 yards, but they're too close to the line of scrimmage, so actually it'll be probably lined up on the 9-yard line because half the distance to the goal. And maybe the 8-yard line.
We'll wait until they spot it down. At any rate, they pick up the first down again, as Gary said, this time by penalty. Oh, they are going to go full
that's
15.
Right. Inside the 17-yard line, pass interference in the end zone puts the ball at the 2-yard line in college football by rule.
So they walk it down, and it's 1st and goal at the 2.
It was 3rd down from the 16-yard line. Pass interference in the end zone by rule sets the ball at the 2-yard line.
1st and goal. Arizona trying to regain the lead. The penalties have mounted, especially early against Washington State. Everybody stacked in tight. Jenkins gives off to Ifan, who was the fullback in that formation. He got back to the line of scrimmage and maybe eked out a couple of feet. Brandon Moore made the first contact from his linebacker spot.
Remember last time they got in this situation, they went with the option play. Let's see if they come back with putting the ball in the hand of your quarterback and letting him make a play.
2nd down and goal.
Same formation, same personnel they had in when they ran the option last time. 2 backs, Myers and Ifan in the game.
2nd down and goal just outside the 1. They'll go straight ahead. Nope, play fake. And the throw, touchdown. What a great play fake by Jenkins, and he threw it out to Ifan, and they get it in the end zone.
What a great catch by Ifan that time. Ifan's running away from him. Not a great throw that time, but good enough for Ifan to turn around. How would you like to have a fullback, tailback like that? But what made it possible was the play fake.
He had me.
Put it in the belly, take it out. Miles jumping over. Our cameramen are zoomed in on that ball. The ball's thrown behind Ifan, dives into the end zone. Another touchdown, 21 points in this first half.
And an 80-yard drive and 9 plays.
It's Arizona 21, the Cougars 14.
And Bill Doba on the sideline, and a defensive coordinator going, And again, there's a hush in this stadium. Ifan is the guy that's done that with a excellent catch, a 1-yard touchdown throw from Ortiz Jenkins.
When you consider the fact that this Washington State team has only given up 33 points in the first half all year, 21 today in the first half. Wow.
It'll be interesting now with what Arizona does on their kicks, those high, short kicks, and for the most part, Washington State's been able to field or have them go out of bounds and start at the 35, and you got Ryan Leaf playing quarterback.
Well, see, what I think I'd do if I was the Cougars is I'd take the penalty and make them back up and kick it again instead of taking the ball at the 35-yard line.
So Tim Ferland will tee it up, and if he follows form, he's going to kick to his left, high and short, over near the 35-yard line.
Yep. Dick Tomey told me he's aiming the ball for the 25-yard line out of bounds.
And we got to re-tee it. John and Todd coming along in a minute to update you on all the scores and highlights from across the country. They mentioned 4 unbeaten teams in action today. Washington State, one of them. One has lost. Oklahoma State has fallen. Toledo, last time I saw a score, was behind. They were another of the unbeaten, so they'll have all of that coming up at halftime. All right, we've got it back in the air, and let's see where Ferland's going with it. Just about the spot we told you, at the 33-yard line. Fielded there this time, and out to the 37. So that's where Washington State has 57 seconds to work. I'd like to remind you, Major League Soccer's championship game is tomorrow. 3:30 Eastern Time. Defending champs DC United against the Rapids of Colorado from RFK Stadium in Washington. That's DC United's home turf. Several members of the U.S. national team are on those teams. John Harkes, Colorado's Marcelo Balboa. Just a few of the stars you'll see playing tomorrow on ABC. Here's Ryan Leaf from the shotgun with 4 wideouts from his own 37. They've got all 3 of their timeouts to work with. Delayed blitz coming. Leaf throws complete out to the 45, about a 9-yard gain to Sean Timms. And the clock moving. And Ryan Leaf trying to move his troops, and now he calls timeout. So there goes a wasted 5 or 6 seconds right there. So he'll go over to talk to head coach Mike Price, who's so highly thought of not only by other coaches around the country and in the Pac-10, but by the guys he has coached. We mentioned his #1 draft choices, Drew Bledsoe being one, Ryan Leaf for sure will be one too, and those 2 guys had their feelings about their head coach.
Mike Price is great. I mean, first of all, he was a great coach for me. Taught me a lot about the passing game. We threw the ball a ton while we were there, and he put a lot of responsibility on me. And you know, I was able to learn a lot and prepare myself for what I'm dealing with now. And on a personal level, yeah, he's a great friend to me and a great, you know, just proud to call the guy a friend now that I'm done playing for him.
Honestly, it's become a real good friendship. You know, I regard him as one of my better friends, and but there are times where he has to get on me and be my coach.
Those two guys, Ryan Leaf, Mike Price. Mike says, I'm probably more like him. We get in each other's faces at practice on the sidelines, and as you can see the smile.
Yeah.
And Drew Bledsoe still owns a home, as a matter of fact, right across the street from Mike, same neighborhood. Second down and 2.
Arizona State rushed 6 players last time.
Black hitting the backfield.
That's a big stop because it's going to take another 15 seconds off the clock, maybe 20.
Leaf trying to get his troops up and in gear here. They gained almost nothing on that. Third down, close to 2, and the clock winding down to 25 seconds. Ryan Leaf steps up, throws long, airing it out for Jackson, and overshot him out of bounds, incomplete. Jackson got away with a shove downfield.
Now, how do you feel if you're Washington State right now, putting pressure on this Cougar offense with 3 of your best players sitting on the sideline? I think you feel good if you're the Arizona Wildcats right now.
Mike also told us sometimes I have to bring Ryan over by myself, not in front of the team, and tell him, you know, we got to do it this way, we got to do it that way, and there they are, chatting with each other again.
That was a poor choice. 3rd and 2 to throw the home run ball in that situation.
The previous play may have been the poor choice, the handoff to Black. Here's the punt coming up. Banks with a kick. And Williams with a fair catch back at the 12-yard line with about 12 or 11 seconds remaining in the half.
A 43-yard.
There's the 2 guys. They may yell at each other a little bit or discuss loudly, whichever way you want to call it.
Of course, a lot of comparisons have been made about Drew Bledsoe and Ryan Leaf, and quite frankly, coaches say other than their stature and their size, they are very different players, both emotionally and probably physically, as well as how they throw the football. They both get it done, though. Here's a guy that's been getting it done today. Ortiz Jenkins, a couple of touchdown passes. And he's just going to take a knee here and a 7-point lead to the locker room. As Arizona came out, got the interception from Calvin Hunter, the long return. Back at Martin Stadium at Pullman, it's 21-14 Arizona as they have come out fired up in this game. Took a 14-0 lead. Their circle drill where they get in each other's face to prepare for battle, and they have done that again to prepare for the third quarter. One of the guys not part of that circle but hoping to play, their defensive leader Joe Salavea, limping on. He's going to try to make a go of it. We welcome you back to Martin Stadium. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. Arizona playing a lot better, Gary, than we saw him play last week. For Ryan Leaf, shaky start, shaky finish, pretty good in the middle.
Yeah, he's done pretty good in the middle. It's a game, 21-14 obviously, but Arizona has to be delighted with the ability to hit Leaf a lot, force him into a couple mistakes, and OJ's having a half. I mean, he put the ball around, spread it out, and Dick Tomey has to feel great about his team coming back from that humiliating defeat last week.
Northcutt takes the kickoff to open the third quarter, fakes the handoff on the end around, and gets maybe to the 18-yard line. That's where Arizona will go to work, and a penalty marker flies in late. I don't know if we're going to have a personal foul, as Northcutt never really did go down, but he got swarmed on by the coverage team. So that may be 15 tacked on to what was a fairly short return. Let's see what the officials say.
Latest scores in your reader board brought to you by GTE, the official telecommunications consultant for the NCAA, the Pac-10, and your Washington
State. It's going to be
illegal contact in the back by the kicking team. Be 10 yards, 1st and 10.
Well, it actually is going to go against Washington State. Not a personal foul, but a 10-yard penalty.
We talked about this at the beginning of the game, recognizing the matchups. Ryan Leaf did a good job of that when he threw the touchdown pass. He saw where the mismatch was and took it. But Arizona, as we talked about, hit Leaf and got him a little bit out of sync. Other side of the ball, when Arizona has the ball, You see Ortez has been comfortable with the pass rush. The offensive line has done a good job. You'd think Washington State might have to blitz. And for this defense, they have to keep putting pressure on them, and I think they'll have to do it with the blitz.
Here comes the ground game, which mustered very little in the first half for Arizona, and it doesn't there either. Leon Bender with a tackle on Ifan as we take a look at our Dean Witter halftime statistics.
Loss of 1 yard.
And I don't know what the statistics are going to say, but I do know that there have been a lot of third down conversions on this team for Arizona. 3 conversions have been for more than 3 and 3rd and 12 yards plus, one of them for a touchdown, and that's really a big difference in the football game.
Fairly even. That one turnover was the interception of Ryan Leaf and a 52-yard return that led to a touchdown. And that's the difference in the game. At 21-14 as Arizona goes to work on offense, and Jenkins incomplete. Intended for Northcutt. Let's check in with Dino on the sideline.
You know, Gary mentioned the third down conversions. I just asked Mike Price of Washington State if that was the big thing he focused on at halftime. He said, not really. He said, I wanted my defensive guys to run the halftime meeting. He said they did a great job, and I think you'll see a different defense. Maybe so far we see that. Offensively, he said, we're doing the right thing. We just have to be patient. And obviously for Arizona, it's a mash unit over here. Salavea with the bad ankle is going to try to go, but guys, I don't think he can.
It just looked like he was hobbling too much. 3rd down, 11. Washington State trying to play from behind for the first time this year. And they're going to bring a blitz on Jenkins. He stands in and throws the out for Williams, incomplete. Pretty good coverage by Morin-Cola. And it'll be Arizona forced to punt on their first series. That's exactly what the Cougar defense needed.
Bill Doba, the defensive coordinator, just went crazy on the sideline trying to get his defense jacked up there. Delighted with the fact that on the 3rd and long he forced the incompletion, and now the Cougar offense will get the ball.
Only the second 3 and out of the day for Arizona. Palick to punt. Put a little pressure on him last time. This kick to Timms, who takes it at the 38-yard line. So good field position for Washington State. 34-yard punt. And Ryan Leaf, who we said early in the ball game, threw the interception, and by quarters, the second quarter belonged to him. 7 out of 9, 133 yards and a touchdown. He's thrown 2 today, his 20th and 21st of the season. He came into this game as the passing efficiency leader in the entire country. And Arizona's got to be wondering what hit him. Last week it was Brock Heward was the #1 passer, pass efficiency-wise. They turn around the following week. Brock drops to #2. Ryan Leaf goes to #1. First down, just inside the 39-yard line. Leaf fires complete. Sean Timms, and Timms out to midfield, and the ball comes loose. Arizona's got it. Calvin Hunter, who had the interception earlier, comes up with this one.
That play happened so late. I think it was Daniel Greer, defensive tackle, that was running downfield that popped that ball loose right at the end. Was it 48, Greer, that got his hand on the ball and popped it loose? He and Chester Burnett, I think it was, or Polk.
Yep.
Pick a guy. That means there's 3 guys on it.
Well, good swarming defense at the end of the play. And Burnett and Polk strip it. Hunter comes up with it. Arizona's got it back in Washington State territory. Flags down. Jenkins throws complete to Williams inside the 30. Another 18-yard pickup, but a penalty marker, remember, at the line of scrimmage.
Flag of the play at about the 49-yard line.
And let's see about the flag. But a busy officiating crew today, I'll say that much.
Illegal formation. 6 men on the offensive line. 5 yards from the previous spot. Repeat the down.
And of course, you're supposed to have 7. You can have 11 if you want, but you have to have at least 7.
So instead of a first down inside the 30, it's first down, but back on Arizona's end of the field inside the 49-yard line. Big difference there. About a 21-yard swing.
Well, when Mike Price and Dean alluded to the fact that he let his defensive coaches talk, that's the guy that was doing the talking. Bill Doba, defensive coordinator for the Cougars.
2 tight ends set here for the Wildcats. Ifan, the lone setback. They fake it to him, and Jenkins wants to throw, but down he goes. Dorian Boos has got it. And did the ball come loose there too? Yes, it did. The Cougars got it right back.
Tough matchup for Arizona this time. They had Paul Shields, a backup tight end, blocking one of the best pass rushers. Watch, number 32 right here is going to have boosts. An NFL caliber type player. He just forces Shields back into the backfield. Pretty good coverage. Wraps around the backside and pokes that ball loose. And Gary Holmes falls on it for back-to-back turnovers.
And now the officials have a confab, and now they officially do say first down offense of Washington State. There was a little bit of hesitation there, and actually Washington State had both its offense and its defense on the field at that moment because they thought it was going to be turned around, and obviously that was a fumble and a good call.
Boost leads this team in sacks, and he also, back in that UCLA game, had that key punt block that really helped get that team off to start when they played UCLA in the opener, a league contest.
So first down for Ryan Leaf and a Cougar offense. Great play fake. Leaf sets up. Wanted to go long. Now comes back to his secondary receiver, and it's incomplete. Michael Black.
Michael Black was the intended receiver.
Mike Price a couple of seconds ago, and before that play, was saying, "Get back out there, get back out there."
He is trying. You can see what he's saying. He's calling twins. Twins. That means you're out there.
Fiery coach.
Yep.
In a situation where his team can tie things up.
Twins mean two tight ends. That means love. You got to be in the game.
Love's got to be there.
You got to have love.
Love is all you need. Second down at the 38-yard line. And penalty markers down, much like early in the game when Washington State had trouble getting the snap off in the allotted time, and it's going to be their 8th penalty if indeed it's against them.
It was a false start, and this team is averaging 91 yards in penalties a game.
Dead ball. Illegal snap on the offense, 5 yards.
Illegal snap means the center must have double clutched it, I guess.
At any rate, it's going to back it up to the 43, second and 15. You can see how emotional Ryan Leaf is. He'll get in your face, he'll get in his teammates' faces. He can't stand the mistakes that they've been making.
Arizona is playing with 3 backups in the defensive line. Only Daniel Greer's in there from their original starting 4.
Now they want the umpire to wipe off the football so the center doesn't have to adjust it too much again. They get that job done. And second down, 15. Leaf bumped once, throws incomplete, hit again as he let go of the ball. And that was Anthony Thomas who got a piece of him after he let go of that one. Let's check in with John Saunders in New York. John?
Well, Brad, Colorado against Texas, and James Brown tries to create something here. Everyone's covered, so he dances away from a tackle. Then he tosses it. Shouldn't have done that because Ryan Sutter steps in front. 34 yards, daylight, and the touchdown as Colorado builds on their lead now, 31-17. Brad.
And the woes continue for the Longhorns. Long yardage here, 3rd and 15. Again, 4 wideouts and Ryan Leaf from the gun. Here comes the blitz. Leaf steps away from it, throws across the middle. What a hit put on, incomplete. It was Kevin McKenzie and Chris McAllister let him have it.
Rasheed Johnson was on the coverage that time, but McAllister was there, and you're for sure a little footsteps were heard by McKenzie on that one.
And back deep is number 3, Rodney Williams for Arizona.
So 4th and 15. Banks would like to knock one out of bounds or inside the 10. High snap, he handled it. Hit it a mile in the air. Fair catch taken by Williams at about the 13-yard line.
That'll be an illegal formation, an illegal substitution for the Cougars this time. The man coming off the bench did not get inside the numbers. I think Arizona State will decline it, though. They have the ball on the 14-yard line. That's a pretty good spot.
Flag on the play at about the 46-yard line.
And let's see if indeed they'll make him re-kick. Have to talk to Arizona's captain. That'll be Rodney Williams, who made the fair catch.
You can see the guy coming way out here. Comes late. You really can't see it. Flag goes down. Again, I'm pretty surprised that they're making him punt this thing over.
On the offensive team, be 5 yards, be 4th down over.
So Banks again will drop back. And this time he can air one out. He doesn't have to worry about the end zone as much.
Remember, they had the ball on the 14-yard line. A good punt here could get it even worse position.
Right.
Let's see how this gamble for Dick Tomey works out.
Once again, Rodney Williams back waiting on it. You get the look that Jeff Banks has. And they came after him. He got a high spiral. Bounces inside the 10, and as Gary said, it's down at the 2. That one backfired on Arizona. Don't look a gift horse in the mouth sometimes, right?
Yeah, that was punt in the mouth. I thought that was a bad strategy by the Wildcats.
At the 4-yard line, Wildcats in a hole, but leading when we come back. Jenkins from his own 2-yard line throws complete to Williams, and that gives him some room to work out near the 11.
Really like that call coming off the goal line. You know those defensive backs are backed up saying, I don't want to give off the big play. Arizona, Homer Smith says, all right, freshman, you've played enough games. Let's make sure you get some first downs for us now. Can't baby you all year.
Brennan runs in with the play from the bench. He'll come split to the left side, and Rodney Williams to the right on a 2nd down and 3. There's Brennan, who had big-time catches in the game last week. Calvin Ephod trying to spin off and pick up first down yardage, and he doesn't do it as Dorian Boose brings him down. Only 22 yards on 17 carries for Calvin Ephod. It was coming off a career-high game, 3 touchdowns and 140 yards in the loss last week. But today, that front wall of Washington State just too tough to run on.
I asked Bill Doba, is this defense as good as your 94 unit that led the country in scoring and rush defense? And he says, I don't think so, but we haven't played our best game yet.
3rd down, a yard. Here's a big play for the Washington State front 4. On the option, Jenkins got it.
Nice play.
Yep. Across the 15 out to the 16. Steve Gleason brought him down, but O.J. picks up the first down.
Picked up 3 yards and a first down for Arizona.
Looked like a mess up there, but O.J. found a little crease and fell forward.
If you're athletic enough, sometimes the mess-ups end up looking better than the real plays.
You're right.
Dick Tomey on the sidelines, his team playing excellent football after last week being routed 58-28 by Washington in the game we saw down at Tucson. From the shotgun now on first down. Jenkins quick throw out to Northcutt. Northcutt dragged out of bounds by Morin-Cola. And he's short of the first down.
Another one of those first down plays where if Jenkins sees the corners off, setting deep, he's just going to rear up, take a quick throw out there, and gain 6-7 yards. Jenkins really looks calm today, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Jimmy Sprato had a great first quarter and most of the first half before injuring that knee. Seemed to be all over the field. And the defense limited now, and a lot of young faces in on the Arizona defense when they're on the field due to injuries. Here the offense has 2nd down and 3. Jenkins pump fakes, wants to go long on the stop and go, and just overshot Rodney Williams, who would have had a touchdown. Well, that one exactly how you want to draw it up, but he needed to take a little bit off that throw.
Brandon Moore saved a touchdown. He ran right over Ephon this time, the blocking back. Because if Jenkins would have had another half second, this was a touchdown. Brandon Moore's going to come from the top of the screen right out here, number 22. He's going to run right over Ephon, 38, push him right back into the lap of Jenkins, who could not step into that throw. That saved a touchdown. That was a touchdown if he'd had another half second to throw.
Exactly right. 3rd down and 3. And from the spread again, 2 tight end formation here out of the shotgun for Jenkins. Out to Ephon in the open field, and he won't get there. Nice open field stop by Lawan Gibbons. And it's a punting situation for Arizona.
Somebody better go tap on the helmet of Brandon Moore right now, because he saved 6-7 points for this Cougar defense.
No doubt about it. So Palick will have to come out and punt. He'll be near his own 10-yard line. With 10 minutes left, 3rd quarter, 21-14. Arizona maintains the lead. But the field position going in Washington State's favor right now. Although that helps when you get a punt that good.
Best one of the day.
Palick, and it's dropped on the other end. Picked up by Timms on one hop. Sean Timms cuts back against the grain. The ball is loose. I believe he covered it himself, though. Dangerous down there. Great kick by Palick. And then Timms dropped it, got back on top of it, and Washington State on offense when we come back. ABC Sports presentation of college football brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By Microsoft. Where do you want to go today? State Farm Insurance. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. And by Miller Lite, now official beer sponsor of the NFL. Following the long punt, Washington State goes to work from its own 23-yard line, trailing 21-14. Ryan Leaf, 2 touchdown passes, 1 interception so far on the day, changing the play up at the line. Be a give to Michael Black, and he's out to the 25-yard line. Let's check in with John Saunders.
Right, Ohio State against Northwestern, and Stanley Jackson here back to pass. 10 yards across the middle to D. Miller, his second touchdown reception of the game. They've just added another touchdown and lead it 34-6. Brad.
So Ohio State trying to keep pace in the Big Ten with Michigan having won today. Second down and 8 here in the Pac-10. 21-14, unbeaten Washington State trailing with 9 minutes left in the third quarter. And whistles, stop play here. Penalty marker down. It's been a penalty-filled day for the Cougars. That's their 10th of the day if it indeed goes against them. And I believe it will. We're seeing some great athletes on the field today.
On the offense, Roger, go second down.
Seeing some great athletes on the field today. I don't think there's anyone better than the one that's with Dean Blevins right now, though.
Well, you stole my line. I was going to say one of us is the greatest athlete in the world today. Actually, Dan O'Brien is out of Idaho University, but hey, they've adopted you today here.
That's right. I've been training here since about 1991 with Rick Sloan, the head track and field coach. I only live 8 miles down the road, but it's great to be part of Cougar football this whole year.
All right, hang tight. Your favorite football team here is going to run a play, and we'll come back.
And it's Ryan Leaf from the shotgun. Running out of time on a one-hopper, and back to Dean and Dan.
Michael Black.
You follow these guys, and I know you're more than just an interested person, an interested fan.
Oh, absolutely. I see these guys in the weight room every day, and at the beginning of last season, I even gave them some words of encouragement, showed them my gold medal, and said this is what it takes to be a champion. I think a lot of guys listened, and we all get along real well.
Speaking of champions, you were the best in the world in '96, shooting for the Goodwill Games in '98 and 2000, maybe Olympics.
That's right. I want to be the second American behind Bob Mathias ever to win back-to-back gold medals in the decathlon.
All right, let's send it up top to 2 great athletes.
Yeah, we're right in there with you guys. What a great performer of the Olympics, and we wish him the best, and we hope he has that 2-time gold medal. Long ball down the middle. Leaf completes and hooks it up with Kevin McKenzie. Right down the pipe. And a 34-yard pickup for the top-ranked passer in the country coming in. The pass efficiency ratings, we said Brock Hewitt a week ago, and then today, it's Donovan McNabb, number 5. Hayden McNown's put a great season together for UCLA. They're winning today. Mike Bobo, they're beating Kentucky today. Helps when you have a good quarterback. Brock, and then up over 170. Ryan Leaf, right there, 170.7. Pac-10 looks pretty good, doesn't it?
You bet.
3 of the top 5. Here's a counter. Michael Black trying to follow his blockers. Almost slipped down on a knee, and he did slip down and lose a couple of yards.
The difference between the second down play and the third down play was protection. And that's what you got to have those good efficiency numbers, protection. You let Ryan Leaf stand there and step into his throws. There's no coverage out there that's going to stop him, and that's really where, surprisingly, Arizona has been able to put enough pressure on Leaf to keep him out of sync.
Well, Leaf last week tied a school record against Cal with 5 touchdown passes, and he was 13 of 21. In that first half last week, 8 of 15, I counted 4 drop balls, 209 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's a little different story today for Ryan. Although that one should have probably been caught. Sean McWashington came up a little bit short on the quick slant, and it's incomplete. Last week we saw Brock Hewitt, and he was pretty impressive, and That's about how much territory is between the two cross-state rivals. And last week, Brock, 13 of 25 for 3 scores. And then today we get a look at the other Pac-10 sensation. Last week, those are the numbers against Cal. School record tied there. Tim Rosenbaugh and Drew Bledsoe had 5 touchdown games. Today, a couple of touchdowns for Ryan, but an interception as well.
6 players inside the box, only 5 blockers. He's going to have to get rid of it.
He got rid of it in a hurry. McKenzie across the middle, splits through the defenders. He might go. Touchdown! Woo! That pass efficiency rating just went back up again.
When you blitz, you must get there. That time, the Wildcats tried to do a little change-up and drop a down lineman, but the quick hit inside changed the scoreboard. We're going to get one guy, I think it's this guy right here, drops back out, but it's too late. It is. Inside, Daniel Greer drops back, but not quick enough. And then McKenzie just in a foot race with Malvo to the end zone and gets it in for a tie game.
Extra point has tied it up. 48-yard touchdown pass. Ryan Leaf to Kevin McKenzie, who caught the big one against USC earlier this year. He's tied this one up.
Brad, Mike Price calls it basketball on grass. You want to see a pick play? David Phipp gets picked by the official. Jim Coyne gets a nice pick on Phipp. Turns it up. McAllister mixes the tackle, and it's a sprint to the end zone for a touchdown.
The umpire, Jim Coyne, just made the block of the day and didn't mean to. It's tied up, 21 apiece. Washington State converted 2 long third downs on that drive, 3rd and 13 and 3rd and 12. Here's Northcutt from a yard deep. And Northcutt, nice return across the 25 out to the 26-yard line. Both those third down conversions in that drive were to Kevin McKenzie, including the touchdown.
26 yards on the return.
McKenzie had the game winner. They calling it the catch against USC and the game-winning touchdown catch. And there's McKenzie and McWashington together. Those two guys we spent quite a bit of time with Thursday in practice. A couple of awfully personable young men.
In fact, in that, not only did he have the touchdown pass, but he had a big 31-yard catch just prior to the 51-yard touchdown pass that led to it. So he had a big 4th quarter there against USC.
First down, Arizona. Jenkins scrambles out of the pocket. O.J., little 2-hand shovel pass. It is, nope, it's incomplete. I thought Williams caught it.
You can't use the bounce pass.
2-hand chest pass to one hopper.
Pretty good coverage at time, nothing there.
Lute Olson would have loved that.
That's right. Well, and Jenkins has been out there with Lute Olson, hasn't he?
Warren Cola was the closest guy covering it. 2nd down and 10.
Previous starting quarterback Keith Smith is in the football game. He's in the lower slot receiver, wide up in a wide out. Right here is Keith Smith.
From the gun, 2nd down, draw play, Efon. Kelvin Efon gets a little bit of running room. This time it works. They've tried that play in the last couple of weeks out of that spread formation, and this time they got about 8 yards out of it. PGA Tour Championship tomorrow at 3 o'clock Eastern, 2 o'clock Central Time. Sneak peek at the top money winners as they travel to Houston for the season finale of the PGA Tour. If they're done with the tour, then they just relax and go out and play golf.
Play some golf.
Major League Soccer's championship game 2 tomorrow. Don't forget, 3:30 Eastern, the Rapids against DC United. All on ABC Sports. Brad Nessler, Gary Danielson, Dean Blevins, and our ABC crew in Pullman, Washington, where Martin Stadium's starting to get noisy. 3rd down and 2 for Arizona. Here comes a corner blitz. Jenkins throws, bumped and incomplete. Nice coverage by Morin-Cola. Morin-Cola, who's been an active cornerback today, breaks that play up.
Morin-Cola that time squatted and just anticipated that play. Big time to make a play for this Cougar defense because the crowd is in the game now.
They haven't had it the whole game, and Ryan Leaf, I think with that 3rd touchdown pass, has lit everybody up.
I think so. Those back-to-back 3rd down conversions, and now the big stop by the defense, and all of a sudden everybody's excited again.
6:07 left in the quarter. Palick, who's always a good punter, it seems, when they need a big kick. Let's see if he gets one here. Nope. This one's a knuckleball. Timms is going to leave it alone, and Washington State's going to get it back at their own 32-yard line. With 5 minutes and 55 seconds remaining third quarter, undefeated Washington State. Now their fans, as we said, starting to make some noise. It's only a week before Halloween. You got to put on the face on the sidelines there. Right now, the battle of field position seems to be going Washington State's favor.
As I mentioned, Dick Tomey said this is the worst kicking team he's ever had in 21 years. Arizona, off of a 35-yard net, is 16 yards behind. Washington State, 38 yards positive.
Michael Black, handoff up the middle. And Daniel Greer goes in to make the stop.
The Wildcats are playing with a redshirt freshman Haroon out there at defensive end for Slowco. First start he's ever had. And at defensive tackle, Anthony Thomas, a true freshman, is playing for Salavea.
There they are. Thomas 58, Haroon 87. Replacing two guys that are all Pac-10 type players. It's a tough duty. Leaf throws complete. The knee went down, I believe, on Kevin McKenzie before he made that cut, trying to pick up the first down. Ryan Leaf now 3 touchdown passes, 22 on the season.
And he's been pressured today. A year ago, the Wildcats sacked him 6 times. They haven't done that today, but they've hit him a number of times, and that's been good enough so far.
That's right, so far. Long ways to go. Short way to go on third down, and Black's going to pick it up. Michael needed a yard, and he got about 2.5. Phipp and Burnett in on the stop. Well, we talked a lot today about Ryan Leaf and Drew Bledsoe, and there have been other great quarterbacks at Washington State, including Jack Thompson, Tim Rosenbach. But I tell you, between Bledsoe and Leaf, it's kind of a mutual admiration society.
First of all, great talent. I mean, he's a talented athlete, got a good, strong arm. He's a fiery competitor, and you know, I think that he's going to be definitely a great one for Washington State.
All I can see is the comparison is the physical things. I think are 6'5" and large weight, and I think that, you know, he's the one making $42 million and playing in the Pro Bowl and something. You know, if I can accomplish half the things that he has, I'll find my life as a success.
Pass intended for Nyan Taylor. And that's Drew Bledsoe's first check.
$12 million.
Yeah.
Did he cash it yet?
I don't know. I think it's still on the visor of his pickup. There's a story about Drew Bledsoe's mom once finding a huge check in her son's car that he didn't even bother to cash.
The crowd is a little bit concerned about a possible defensive pass interference on that play against Nyan Taylor. Four wideouts in the game.
At the 45-yard line.
163, go!
And a change at the line by Leaf. Looking left.